Today I weighed 153.2. It was about a pound above from yesterday. Today I ate a beef patty with onions and garlic on top, 2 eggs, and a slice of butter on top of 2 keto-approved toasts. After that, I had a delicious meat snack device thing that was very good. I would eat it again. Next, I had a BLT with pepper jack cheese, garden mix salad, mustard, mayonnaise, keto bread, and 4 slices of bacon. Thumbs up. And I took my vitamins today too. After all of those things eaten, any exercise pretty much amounted to walking around at my job. Sadly, no dedicated exercise today, I am afraid to admit. Let's get on to the daily update immediately before I fall asleep. Here is a summation. When I woke up, I was asked to help peel garlics for my mom for the meat patty she was making for breakfast. After she was done making the meal, we both ate together at the table before we eventually decided to watch a video about the history of the Haunted Mansion, which included various different anecdotes from the people who worked on it and lots of really cool behind the scenes knowledge that made me appreciate the ride just that much more. After that, we watched a video made by the same guy about the Queen Mary, and it was very interesting. Basically, it was a video about him debunking all the myths about the Queen Mary. And basically, he said that they were made up by the Disney company to get people to the location. Unsurprising. Well, after that interesting watch, we departed our separate ways, and I continued working on my Infinite Jest adaptation. It's coming along, but it definitely needs a lot more work. I'm listening to the first chapter beat for beat, I am trying to draw storyboards based on what I see with my mind's eye, and then I take what I see with my mind's eye and I try to translate that using the O4 image generation feature on ChatGPT to see if it can come up with something that's close to what I envisioned. It's a very involved and frustrating process that drives anyone loony. Well, after that, I remember I went to take a sandwich, but not just any sandwich. This was a keto approved sunflower butter and zero sugar jelly, raspberry jelly sandwich. It was pretty good, except the jelly was extremely wet. I did not like that at all. But everything else about this jelly was okay. After eating the sandwich, I left to crush the cans. When the cans were crushed, it was a jubileish day. I felt very happy with the work. Then my mom arrived and asked if there was anything we could watch. I couldn't think of anything, so I declined the offer. Next, if I'm remembering correctly, we had BLTs. They were very fancy BLTs, and I enjoyed every second of them. I would eat these BLTs again because of how much I enjoyed them. After we ate the BLTs and watched a bunch of different 1960s and 50s dancing videos, which were very fun, engaging, and interesting to watch, I continued work on my project until I needed to get dressed and leave for work. I only had a 4-hour shift today. However, I'm going to make up for that because for the next 3 days, actually the next 5 days, I will be having non-stop 8-hour work shifts, which is very good because I need to survive. Well, it went pretty good. I threw out the trash. I refilled the bags. I brought in the carts and the signs. I bagged for the customers. I wiped the check stands. And I even got a nice gift from one of my co-bosses. You see, I was very thirsty. I didn't have a beverage on me, so I got a Gatorade. And originally I was going to buy this Gatorade, but right when I arrived at the checkout lane, my co-manager needed my help bagging. So I thought I would bag just for this one customer, and this would be good enough. Little did I know that after we were finished with that customer, another one came. And then when we were finished with him, another one came again. And they just keep on coming. Now, I don't mind helping customers. In fact, I very much enjoy it. But when you're so thirsty and your drink's within reach and you're promised to have it just so as long as there is no line and the line keeps on piling up, it's enough to drive anyone the least bit loony. But despite all of that, when the lines finally cleared, my boss actually gave me the beverage and paid for it, which I was very grateful for. So I drank that, and I continued my closing duties of wiping down the check stands, then closing the produce blinds. Of course, the first thing I did was taking out the trash, obviously, because that takes the longest time. And then next after that, bringing in a fresh pile of bags. I almost forgot to mention, my car, once again, is not working. This is the saddest thing ever. And I'll tell you why. I have been spending quite a lot of money on this device, this car, and the fact that it's given me trouble at all, especially after everything I've done for it, is driving me absolutely mad. So I will be calling my car mechanic, and I will be taking this car back, and I'm hoping that they find what is wrong with it. I suspect, after asking Google Gemini and giving it the symptoms of what happened, that it might be that the oil is not well pressurized, or maybe the gas is not getting pumped properly. Whatever the case is, I hope to find out as soon as tomorrow. Well, back to work. Or should I say, off of work. I punched out. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, my sister drove me to work, which was very nice, and I was very grateful about that. Now we can get back to work, which, when I was done with everything, I punched out, and because I had no ride, I decided to walk home, while listening to an audiobook of Infinite Jest to try and get ideas for how the scene should play out. When I arrived home, I greeted my sister, and when I got into my room, I decided it would be fun to continue working on the project. Till eventually I grew tired of it, and then I was goofing around on YouTube before I realized I need to post my new video. So now, here it is. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Prepare yourselves. It's going to be a wild